वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
बच्चों को देख रहे, हर एक बच्चा मास्टर दादा बन आत्माओं को बाप के समीप लाने के लिए दिल से प्रयत्न कर रहे। विश्व में अनेक प्रकार की आत्माएं, इन आत्माओं को ज्ञान अमृत चाहिए, अन्य आत्माओं को शक्ति चाहिए, गुण चाहिए। आप बच्चों के पास सर्व अखंड खजाने, हर एक आत्मा की कामना पूर्ण करने वाले दिन प्रतिदिन समय समाप्ति का समीप आने के कारण अब आत्माएं कोई नया सहारा ढूंढ रही है। तो आप आत्माएं नया सहारा देने के निमित्त बने। बाप दादा बच्चों के उमंग उत्साह को देख खुश है। एक तरफ आवश्यकता है और दूसरी तरफ उमंग का उत्साह है। आवश्यकता के समय एक बूंद का भी महत्व होता है। इस समय आपकी दी हुई अंजलि का संदेश का भी महत्व। बच्चे, मैं आपके सदा साथ हूँ।
Om Shanti, Merciful Bestower, merciful towards the self and others. Be merciful to the distressed souls who do not have knowledge and yet are still part of our family. Let there be mercy from your heart. Mercy is also needed for the souls of the world who are without knowledge. Along with that, in order to have a fast speed in terms of the effort of the Brahmin family and in terms of self progress, mercy is needed. When merciful towards the self to progress, a merciful soul then automatically has a constant attitude of unlimited disinterest. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avekti Parivar. Today is day 2, Merciful and Bestower. Merciful towards the self and others. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Yes, lot of churning, lot of practice. Yes. If we listen to Baba carefully, I think we get the answers. Baba said, which I think is the part of being merciful, is to bring the soul or souls close to Baba. So it's not what I'm sharing, but bringing soul close to Baba. Because Baba is the one who is bestower, and Baba is the one who removes, clears everything. But also Baba said, after that, you take out from your treasures and share with others. So I'm not sharing my treasures first, but I'm bringing the soul close to Baba. So tomorrow is the day for us to practice. So whole day we look at, did I bring soul close to Baba? And then from your treasure store, because Baba is great donor, because he is ocean of knowledge, virtues, powers. And Baba said Brahman has the right to all those treasures. So I thought that's something very, very simple. Because when I bring someone close to Baba, then I also have to stay close to Baba. So as if Baba is taking us, connecting us with the source more and more. The remembrance of Baba, being with Baba, in company of Baba, thinking of Baba. I think we used to use Baba word more than we do it now. Baba will make it happen. Baba, you are the one who will get it done. It's like, how do we consistently keep Baba in our mind, in our intellect, in our heart, in our thoughts, right? As much I am close to Baba, that much I can bring others close to Baba. And Baba also is reminding us a lot about the treasures we have. We have knowledge, virtues, powers. So how to take out from the treasure and give? So being merciful and donor, and Baba even word used not only just donor, but great donors, Mahadani. So, what will be my awareness? Because, sometimes it does happen. These days, one of the necessity or the habit is to keep all the treasures in a locker, right? You cannot leave it anywhere, right? Whether it's jewelry, whether it's money or anything. So maybe same we do with our spiritual treasures. But what Baba wants is to open it and distribute and give. Because there is no fear, right? If you have treasure store of virtues, they can't be stolen, right? Even the knowledge, the wisdom which you have. So this maybe internally, as Baba had been saying, that everything is merged in us. Maybe we have to immerse it more. So we have to keep our treasure store open. And there was a time they always share the story of the kings that they left their treasure store open so that anyone who comes to their door, they always share with them. Actually, deeply within what Baba wants us to bring changes. Okay, we have to give 7 days course. So it's systematic, right? You have to give talks, workshops, whatever we do. But while doing that, now at this time, is not only speaking the words. I gave lesson of the soul, but in soul consciousness, actually it should be same time. They should also be able to experience soul consciousness. When I'm giving introduction of Baba, I should give in such a way that they should experience Baba. So I think that what Baba is indicating to us, what kind of service we should do at present. What is the method to do service? Because especially these days, everyone who comes has some problems, have some difficulties. And if you give something from heart, it will touch them and they will receive and they will experience same time. And then naturally when they receive it, their heart is full, then they also want to share with others. So when Baba keeps saying, give from your treasures, you are the donor. So I think we have to, look at when we are serving, are we serving, taking out our treasures? Yeah, it is treasure of knowledge, but knowledge could be just information, right? And knowledge could be bestowing life. Right? So am I bestowing the life or I'm just giving the knowledge as information? A lot of people do say, oh, I learned a lot, I got all the information. And some will immediately feel that, oh, I got third eye, maybe I become sensible and I'm able to understand all three aspects of time. Uh, the real truth they find there when we are giving. And that could be maybe when we give from our treasures, not only from our intellect. I think reflection on that aspect is also very important. And then when we are doing all that, I am merciful on my own self in the sense that my realization, my understanding, my closeness to Baba, stability of the stage. All that has to be done. So definitely it's mercy on the self. And then you find your treasures are increasing more and more. I think that it does require attention, more efforts. Like we are so many here, right? Everyone has one's own activity, duty. Only I have to speak right in the afternoon now, like every evening. So whatever is happening, my intellect, my thoughts are with the point, with what I have to say and stay peaceful because I have to talk, right? Hmm. So whatever everyone is doing, if they had to talk, maybe they would be in the same state of mind as I am. So when we have to do something, naturally there is concentration, practice, attention, remembrance of Baba. So if everyone thinks, as Baba said, every moment some service must happen from the vibrations, from the words, and so one who is merciful will always be a bestower, whether it is on the self, whether on others. But if I am merciful, I will be bestower in a natural way. So it's a kind of the combination of uh, being merciful and being bestower. And both should be very natural now. It shouldn't be like whom I gave, when I gave, what way I gave. No. It should be very natural in us. That how I naturally feel merciful and bestower. Naturally. It's not I have to make a lot of effort. And that's the stage will be required when world is going through so much difficulties, hatred, violence, conflict. So whenever I have a thought, the thought is of a bestower and of I am being merciful. That's where Baba is saying that there will be distaste. It's not you have any other interest, but just being merciful and bestower. Yeah, tomorrow we all try, make efforts and see what are the clarities and experiences for tomorrow. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Mohini. I'm here impromptu to ask you, to chat with you on this whole subject of mercy. And as I was preparing what I should ask you today, and I hope it's not too big a question, I was remembering that here in the US, I had read something on just mercy. So it's a combination of justice and mercy. And there were two quotations that struck me in terms of mercy, which I will share with you. And it's connected to mercy toward the self and to others. And as Baba was talking today in the Murli about the awareness, this important awareness of recognizing who I am, and then accordingly, you will recognize others. And so these two quotations is one, each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. Each of us is more than the worst thing we have ever done. And the second quotation is, we all need mercy. We all need justice. And perhaps we all need some measure of unmerited grace, which means we all need that grace from God. And so my first question, and this might be my only question to you, is with these two quotations, so maybe I should wait until you come back on to ask the question.
Continue.
I was looking at these two quotations in relation to today's Murli, and I was looking at mercy as being a fortunate circumstances or a fortunate encounter with Baba. And when we have this fortunate encounter with Baba, then we begin to understand mercy at two levels. One is at the level of his relationship with us, not so much our relationship with him, but his relationship with us. And secondly, mercy in relation to the law, a godly law. So, Sister Mohini, my first question is in relation to this godly law of karma. How does mercy fit into this law of karma, which is an absolute law, but mercy connected to forgiveness? And how does it work? How does mercy and forgiveness work within the context of the law of karma?
Yeah, so very many complex things, but according to drama, or we can say from Baba, we will get opportunities, and in those opportunities, even whatever I did in the past, but if I do better or something good, then somewhere all that past is forgiven. I was sharing, I didn't share full story, but I was sharing this story that, these goddesses thing is going on, that the Durga and the line of Durga, they were having conversation because line is telling Durga, this devotee now is so much suffering and pray you so much. Why don't you give something at this time? It's so poor, needs money. And she said, no, I cannot. You have to wait. And then she said that, then what happened that there was something, Durga changed form into an old woman and then went to this man and asking for something. And this man has only one meal. So he still gave to this old woman. And then Durga was pleased and say, I had to take a test before I give something. That means even if there are karmas, right? And because of that, there is poverty or whatever situation is there. But how, if that person, because of any reason, is praying or doing something, like basically believe in God and asking for mercy and help, so God will give an opportunity to see that if that person has something, will do a good karma, then start giving freely to that person. And why I'm sharing it, that means each one of us should remember that whatever more is needed in me, but there will be opportunity to do something better or good, and I should do it. So that is where not only karmas will be forgiven, but the fortune can also change completely. So that's what at least I always also used to feel in my life that God gives you a chance and don't miss it. Do whatever you can do it. So forgiveness is like very natural in that. And then you get more than what you have, in the sense of your problem is solved or whatever is needed. Like Baba said nicely in the Murli, that if you are serving altruistic, and then the facilities will come naturally and easily. It's very interesting to see, instead of saying at center we don't have this, or service I don't have this, and other is creating that stage where you naturally get whatever is required for service, which should be happening, right? So that's all I can understand.
And so this morning, Baba was also telling us about the way he was calling himself the bestower of support.
Mm.
So this bestower of support is a bestower that helps us with this as a father, as a teacher, and as a Satguru. So being the bestower of support, and God is looking at us with a Rahim Dil, with a merciful heart. As the father looking at the child who has done all these things for 63 births, with that loving, kind heart, what is he seeing in me that makes him want to forgive me so easily? What mercy is emerging from him toward me that he becomes the bestower of support?
Yeah, hey, Baba is looking at our eternal stage and also looking at what we have to become. So my eternal stage is love, truth, and I am becoming deity. So I think that Baba is looking at both the images, and looking at that, so I've also got the aim now, and I'm also practicing. So Baba's support, in form of strength or sometimes energy, enthusiasm and power, whatever is needed, I think that Baba grants us and provides us that. And that
And
is the sustenance in a way.
right, that sustenance. And so how must I look at someone who I am having difficulties having mercy for, let alone forgiving them? How could I look at them as, despite the worst thing they have done, they are more than the worst things they have done? How do I look at them the way Baba looks at me?
Yeah, because my love to that soul, and my, not necessarily, it's from the love we call it mercy, but I think love is such a great power that, somewhere I feel that from our heart, we should give love, and not keep thinking this one always does that, this one is always like that. So I've already kind of, lost my power. But this is the time, with whether it is within the family, Brahmins, or for Lokik. I think just our pure love, like Baba's drishti and Baba's love, is helping me. That's the only way I could help, and I should help, because after all, it's a family, right? And we all are together. So when there is that pure love, then I won't be strong, no, in the sense of disappointed or hard on that soul, and it won't help, right? So that's what I feel, that one has to be very, very merciful, loveful to help that soul, and in a way you are also helping yourself, no? Because you are trying to maintain your own stage also, so that you can help other souls. That's what I will do, and I have been doing it.
Yeah. And as the teacher, how does Baba show his mercy in the sense, and also become a bestower of support? Because I think these two things go together, that bestower of support. As a teacher, he's compassionate and he's understanding. But what he's compassionate and understanding about is that he's working with us who are souls in distress. And to remove souls from distress, we need to have a lot of mercy. So, how does the teacher have mercy for souls in distress? How does Baba the teacher work with us with that compassion and deeper understanding?
You know, in Lokik world also, compassion of teacher towards his student, that okay, the student is brilliant but not able to get what is being said and not able to retain, and we'll have a lot of personal relationship with that student to try to understand the impact of that person's personal circumstances on the intellect. You know, I mean, I know that professors and teachers, they always, even I was not for compassionate, but when I came to Baba, so I started making a lot of changes in me, like not eating in canteen or not wearing very dark clothes. And so my professor of political science said, I take you home today, you come with me in the car. So I said, okay. She said, but what's going on? Is something bothering you? And I said, why? She said, because we see you sitting alone and eating. We see you very quiet. And so I said, no, it's a kind of, spiritual awakening happening and all that. But she was so compassionate and she maintained that relationship with me for a long time to make sure that my life is, if there are problems in my life, that there is so much change. So I have seen many times, and even for us, instead of scolding, pay attention, you should be doing better, but talk to the student and try to understand where there is problem, in the sense of why there is lack of concentration. Or so that's what Baba does, I think, because as you know, there were so many came to Baba who were not very intellectuals, lot of them, majority of them were like that, and how Baba worked on them with lot of compassion, not only as father, but also as teacher, where they were able to attend regularly, they were able to do their duties properly, even they will not give lectures. So making someone worthy of whatever may not be very high status, but at least worthy, is what we saw Brahma Baba doing with his compassion as a teacher.
Well, I wanted to ask you of the Satguru, but I think my time is up. I think I even went over the time, but maybe you could take it up later. But I was fascinated also when Baba says, as the Satguru, he gives us blessings. And of course, blessings are seen as a gift of grace from God at the time when everything else is failing us. So it's like an unmerited help that comes to us, an unmerited grace. We don't expect it. We're not even deserving of it, but it comes into our life. And this blessing that Baba says he gives to us as the Satguru, he gives us the great mantra. But I was interested in blessings in the form of mercy, because a blessing is a blessing, but can a blessing also carry mercy with it? And if you don't have time to answer this, maybe you could take it up later.
Yeah, we can continue tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Sister Mohini.
Thank you, Gayatri.
And so to follow on from Sister Mohini's sharing, we will connect what she said to the homework that we have for tomorrow. And that is merciful toward the self and others. Be merciful to the distressed souls who do not have knowledge and yet are still part of our family. Let there be mercy from your heart. Mercy is also needed for the souls of the world who are without knowledge. Along with that, in order to have a fast speed in terms of the effort of the Brahmin family and in terms of self-progress, mercy is needed. When you're merciful toward the self to progress, a merciful soul then automatically has a constant attitude of unlimited disinterest. So be merciful and reveal your form of being a bestower. Om Shanti.
Merciful Bestower, merciful towards the self and others. Be merciful to the distressed souls who do not have knowledge and yet are still part of our family. Let there be mercy from your heart. Mercy is also needed for the souls of the world who are without knowledge. Along with that, in order to have a fast speed in terms of the effort of the Brahmin family and in terms of self-progress, mercy is needed. When merciful towards the self to progress, a merciful soul then automatically has a constant attitude of unlimited disinterest. रहम दिल दातापन, स्व और सर्व प्रति रहम दिल। अपने परिवार के अनजान परेशान आत्माओं के ऊपर रहम दिल बनो, दिल से रहम आए। विश्व की अनजान आत्माओं के लिए भी रहम चाहिए और साथ साथ ब्राह्मण परिवार के पुरुषार्थ की तीव्र गति के लिए व स्वोन्नति के लिए भी रहम दिल की आवश्यकता है। स्वोन्नति के लिए स्व पर जब रहम दिल बनते हैं तो रहम दिल आत्मा को सदा बेहद की वैराग्य वृत्ति स्वतः ही आती है। ओम शांति। ओम शांति अवति परिवार। Thank you very much, Didi, and thank you, Sister Gayatri. It was a lovely conversation, and
Om Shanti, good night, everyone.